Hello and welcome to the Disconnected Gamers podcast. I am one of your hosts, Andrew, also known as Shaybond, also known as that guy from Radio PlayStation. Uh, we, we'll get into that. With me, as always,
Oh shit, we back, son.
we back
After a
bitches.
long hiatus, I guess you'd call that.
Yeah, well. I think
It's
the
your
last
boy.
time was April. I think the last time we podcast was April, so that's 2 months.
Yep. We get busy. Life gets in the way.
Yep. So, as we return to this, it is Monday, June 26th. It's been a day. It's been a week, dude. It's been a week for me, but in an effort to heed some feedback that I had been given from people, just people in general. I'm not gonna name names. I'm gonna be that guy. But friends of mine that I work with that have listened to the podcast,
Okay.
other people who have just told me like in passing, things that I could improve. And like these are things people have been telling us since like day one that I've kind of been like, you know what though, but there's a reason we do things the way we do. But I understand
Mhm.
that structure is important for people who are listening to podcasts because they kind of want to know what they're getting themselves into.
It's true.
So from here on out, I will be taking a notepad before we start this up, which obviously we're starting now because you're listening to this, um, where I write down like 4 or 5 quick bullet points. Um, I got to add a bullet point that I totally forgot about right there. Um, and talk about them. And we'll go through them, and I'll try not to go off on tangents.
Right, that way we don't ramble.
Well, mostly it's just me. You do fine. Uh,
It's fair.
so so the topics I've got is catch up, work and life, because obviously it's been 2 months since we've podcasted, and honestly we really haven't talked much in a while, anyways, because I've been so fucking dumb. I've been so goddamn busy.
Busy.
Number two is what you've been playing. Number two A
Mhm.
is the SNES Mini, SNES Classic, whatever have you.
Oh yeah, that
Which,
just
by the
got
way,
announced.
I fucking
Eh?
called it. I fucking called
Yep,
it. Go back and
you
listen to that
did.
last episode.
You did. You did call it.
And then
I was gonna text you, be like, oh shit.
number three, E3. My experience and just things about it in general, and then probably end with talking, I guess, a little bit about PAX West, because that'll probably be the next thing that I go to. Obviously, you've been to a few. I think you've been to like 2 conventions since we last talked. Um,
Correct.
So catching up, work and life, still working. I now have 2 jobs alongside freelancing, design, and things of the like. I've been working a lot, man, and I
No
don't hate
wonder.
it. I don't hate the
Mhm.
hustle. I really don't.
Right, right, right.
I hate that I am very bad with managing my time because I feel like I've talked about getting back into streaming and creating content for a while, but I feel like I am always
Tired.
weighing, not even so much tired, but I always weigh my time with where's the I need it's like a carrot and
It's
stick
like a
for me.
structure.
I need to see a
Sen-
reward, and I feel
Mm.
like if I take the time to set up my computer, which I did finally go, I've been using my PC, my Alienware more often in the past week, just to like make sure it's always updated, it's always on and ready to rock, the capture
Mhm.
card's still connected, all that stuff. My issue is that I feel like if I stop my projects to stream for an hour or 2 hours, I
Mhm.
can't quantitatively like see the benefit. Whereas if I spend
Right.
2 hours working in the yard or doing a landscape, if I do something like that, like there's a visual benefit, like a visual reward,
Right.
because like I see this nice work that I've done, and there's also
Mhm.
money. But I like
But
when I
still,
when
like,
I sit down and stream, and this is me being completely transparent with everybody, like I haven't streamed in such a long time that I know it's going to take a while for me to stream and have like a
roll
handful of
back into
people
it.
that show up. And I
Mhm.
understand that that's what every streamer has to go through. That's what every streamer deals with, is that you have to be consistent and you have to be continuous to have that
Right.
viewership that's watching you.
Mhm.
But I struggle so hard with the getting it going when I'm already in the midst of other projects that I feel like I keep pushing it to the side, and
Right. It's
I
like
need to
what's
break
more
that
important
habit.
first. Right.
Even if I just stream from the PS4 and just like it's just me streaming from the
Yeah.
PS4 while I'm playing a game.
Knock out a 30-minute session or something like that, and then
Right,
go
like
back to what you
knock
were
out
doing.
an hour of Gravity Rush 2 because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I'm never going to beat that game if I don't.
Probably.
Like I think I still only have like 3 or 4 hours into that game, and I was having a really good time playing it, but like I just moved on to other games. Like I don't like Destiny, man, I haven't touched Destiny in ages. Like
I'm just gonna wait for two. Like
I
it's
never yeah, like at this point like I never play my
I'm
PS4
not,
for
yeah.
games.
So
It's usually just Netflix.
Netflix. I've been doing that lately.
Yeah. I've never watched The Office. Had
Oh,
never
so
watched it, and I'm going through it right now, like season by season.
so
Um,
good.
I miss a few episodes probably over because I put it on when I go to bed, and then I usually pass out, and it ends up with
That's out.
so it'll time out, but I probably missed at least an episode or two in the interim.
Mhm.
That said, I'm now getting all the references people have been making for years. So, what about you, man?
I got a kitten now,
Yep,
so I'm
saw
worrying
the
about that.
pictures. Now, how did that
And then
happen? Is that from Sophie?
yeah, so like they had a mother cat, an outdoor cat that they saw the kittens. They were like, "We're not letting her keep those. Like, we're gonna let them grow a little bit, make sure they eat, and then we're gonna grab them." And so she had thrown up a post. I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll take one."
Gotcha.
And now I got her, which they thought it was a boy, but it's a little girl, and she's crazy.
Yeah, well, that sounds like
So
most kittens.
yeah, so if you wanna go insane, get a cat. They're not like everyone's always, "Oh, cats are easy. Cats are easy." Wrong. Wrong.
I think kittens are hard. I think when the cats get older and they know like
Right. Yeah.
they've got the
They know what.
domain over your fucking place and they're done chewing on
Right.
cables and shit.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess so.
Although like we ended up with another my parents ended up with another stray that
Dog, cat,
cat,
or
stray cat.
it's like straight adopted.
And it's clearly a house cat. Like it's clearly 100% a house cat somebody just abandoned. And they left in
Uh,
the area of um, where my parents work. And so the cat, like somebody just abandoned the cat. Like because it didn't have a collar, there's no chip, but it's clearly an old cat.
uh,
So the logic of is that somebody who was old probably got put in a nursing home, couldn't take the cat. The
mm,
family of the old person didn't want it. It's an elaborate story, but like family of the people who put this person in the home, or they died, right? They either died or they're in a home where they can't have the cat and they don't want
mhm,
the cat, so they just abandon it and let it like go in the
uh,
woods. Cuz it was like it was too well fed, it was too like clean and like trimmed.
okay, so it wasn't
So
okay.
it's clearly someone's house cat that they just left
Mhm.
in the woods. It's not like a feral cat or a wild cat.
No, 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 yeah.
So they asked if we would take it because we've taken a few cats in the past, and
Mhm.
but the thing pisses everywhere.
Shoot, my kid learned how to learn to use a litter box like real fast.
Yeah, like it'll use it, but like it will if for some reason like you don't give it
She'll
enough attention
okay.
that day, it'll just piss right next to it. Like it's a
Ow.
power trip. It's a power trip and a half. Little cat bastard. Um, So that's been life. It's just been a lot of work, and I don't mind. I don't mind it.
No, yeah,
It
for
just
sure.
makes it hard to do this to like cut away time. And again,
Time
because
management, yeah.
we're an hour difference, but we both have like crazy work schedules. I never work consistent hours ever, which again I don't hate. I actually like it better because
Right.
it makes it so that like I can always kind of like
plan ahead
schedule out what I'm
sometimes.
doing
Yeah.
in a sense. Like I know I've got to get up by this time to do this and then go do this. And if I'm always working in the morning, I can't go to the compost pile. But if I'm working in the evening, I can. Yada yada yada. Moving forward, I'm scratching that off the list. Nobody wants to hear me talk for another 6 minutes about what I've been up to. What you been playing? So I got that Nintendo Switch when CJ was visiting the Hug of War.
Mhm.
Who, although he changed his Twitter, which is
What?
yeah, it's Twench Coat.
Hmm.
Yeah, shout out to
Interesting.
CJ. Um, so I bought a Switch when he visited and got Mario Kart, and then I got Graceful Explosion Machine, which is Mobine's game, which is dope. You should go check it out / follow him at Vertex Pop. That's the developer. Like that's his game dev. Um, that's a really fun game. Enjoy playing that. But I just finally pulled the trigger on Breath of
Hmm.
the Wild.
What? That was day one purchase for me.
Well, because I bought Mario Kart because CJ was here and
Oh,
that's what we were gonna
CJ, yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah. Multiplayer.
But
Right,
I
right.
finally
Gotcha.
decided I would pull the trigger on Breath of the Wild, and I have to say I'm not as blown away with it as I thought I would be.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I had to go online and like look stuff up because I was getting frustrated. Um, when you're in that first like plateau
Okay.
area, the enemies don't respawn.
Okay, so it's weird how that works.
Yeah, because that's totally like a tutorial in a game.
Yeah, because they do explain how enemies do respond though, but it's super weird.
Hmm.
But I don't want to say anything because I don't think it's a spoiler. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
But there's a specific sequence that'll happen, and then you'll see everything come back.
Gotcha. So I got like super frustrated with that because I was like, I'm bone dry on arrows. I'm supposed to
Mm,
hunt that stupid thing to get raw meat, to do the thing for the guy, to get the coat. And of course, so I can get the paraglider.
yep.
And I have the only arrows I have are fire arrows. So I'm
Ooh.
like crouching, I'm sleuthing, I'm sneaking in all up in this bitch, and I'm like, I got this little bastard, I'm gonna get him. And I hit him with a fire arrow, and it just cooks the meat instantly, and it becomes seared steak.
Ah.
And I was like, come on! I just need raw meat. Like, that's all I need in this game. And then I went to. When I finally did get. I finally killed the thing, and I got raw meat, and I was like, oh. Um, I can't make the thing because I'm like, oh, spicy beef, whatever. So I do the meat and I do spicy peppers, and that's not it. So I'm like, great. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what this combination is. I've made like 8,000 different types of food, which is neat because I do really like that as a kind of mechanic in the game that like instead of finding hearts from killing enemies, you take parts from them and you cook them, and then you make
Yep.
meals or you make elixirs for like speed boost or sneaky boosts or whatever. Like I think that's a really cool thing, and I find myself sitting at campfires just like cooking all sorts of stuff just to see what I can
Making
make.
different combinations. Yeah. Yep.
Uh, but I finally just gave up and went online and was like, how do I get this stupid thing so I can get the jacket? Because I probably put like 4 or 5 hours into that whole area before I knew how to make the
Wow.
meal. Like it was,
Dang.
I would sit at night in bed, like just playing, like which
Hmm.
is like to the Nintendo Switch's credit is probably my favorite thing about it that I can literally just take
I
it with
love
me.
that.
Like
Yeah,
I bring it to
laying
work. I
beds.
play on my lunch break, and a 45 minutes to an hour of playing a video game on the Switch is like totally palatable. I enjoy that experience a lot. But I was so frustrated. I went online and it was like, oh, you have to get fish. And I'm like, well, I don't have a fishing rod. What do I do? And then one of the people was like, just throw bombs into the water and blow them up.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my god, that's so ridiculous. That was another thing that was getting on my nerves too. Is like I'm like I see all these things I can clearly blow up, but
Hmm.
I can't blow them up because I can't find bombs. And then I realized you do the Sheikah Slate rune thing, and
Yep.
then you just have infinite bombs, which is such a weird concept for a Zelda game. Um,
Right. It's not
to
a
just
normal
give you
item
yeah,
anymore.
like to just give you infinite bombs, but then like And then like I had to go online like how do I get more arrows? And somebody was like just become a pincushion and just let them shoot at you.
Yeah,
Which
just
I
hold
thought
your
was
shield up.
cool. Is if you hold the shield, they hit it, and then when you let go of the shield, like you get the arrow.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
thought that was pretty slick. So I did that for a little bit. I farmed for arrows. Um, so now that I've gotten I'm past the plateau. I've beat those stone talus things, the big stone guys that are like random bosses that are just in
Oh
the environment.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Those are cool. I really dig
Those
those.
are pretty cool.
Took me my entire
Just
lunch
fucking hard to
break.
kill
Yeah,
sometimes
it took me my entire lunch break to kill one of them. Um, and I'm like,
until you
of
meet the
course,
guardians.
I have no, I have like no good weapon, so I'm like hitting the thing with the damn like rake, just because I'm like anything that I can hit it, swing at this bastard to like take him out.
Just
Or I'm just infinitely hucking bombs at him, but like you got to deal with the fact that like you got to blow up the arm so that he drops, so that you can actually get the bomb even close.
yep.
It's Zelda, right? Like this is the first new Zelda game I've played since the Wii, Twilight Princess,
Twilight Princess.
and I
I
never
think that was
even
the
beat I
last
never even beat
I
that.
played.
Um,
That one was good.
I
I
never
skipped the
played
next
Wind
one.
Waker, and I like
Oh,
loved
so good.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I loved it from what I watched of people playing it. I loved what was the DS one? The train
Which
one.
one there? Oh, Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks. I love
Spirit
Spirit
Tracks.
Tracks. Um, but I never got back into them when they came out on like Wii U. I mean, Skyward Sword obviously everyone said was garbage because of the stupid motion controls. I mean, I'm not saying everyone, but it was very much a point of contention with the game that the
Well,
motion
everyone thought,
controls.
as far as I heard, the game in general was garbage.
Yeah.
Not even just the controls, but yeah.
Right. So like for me, it's like I'm actually going into a new Zelda game at a point where not everyone else has played it either. Like obviously, like people have beat it, like there's walkthroughs and stuff, but it's still new in the sense that like it's not like when I go to play Link to the Past and I know everything about it, or I
And
go
you
to
know,
play
like
the
the back
original
of your
Zelda
hand,
and I
yeah.
know it. I just know the game. I still have that Oracle of Ages that I bought for Game Boy Color because I had a GameStop gift
Nice,
card. That's sitting in my Game Boy
nice.
Color right now. But so Breath of the Wild, like I'm at a point where now that like there's the story is kind of beginning and I'm finding more enemies and more things because I've gone off the plateau. Like now I'm feeling like I'm doing something.
Right.
The
You're not
whole the
just kind
whole
of
earning spirit orbs and then using spirit orbs to get hearts or to get more.
stamina.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that concept. Um, just because like I'm a little old fashioned in the sense that like I like the idea of finding pieces of heart hidden in random places or getting them after beating temples. Um,
Yep.
I feel like the trials are very like they feel very easy, and they feel and obviously maybe they get harder
Oh,
as you go, but
oh, they get harder. They get harder.
um, but like I feel like those are like weird substitutes for dungeons in a way.
Dungeons, yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, obviously, like again, like I don't know how many hours into this game I am, but I'm like that's about where I am. Like I've just gotten off the plateau. I've fought a couple of these moblins. I feel like I'm completely underpowered in terms of gear. Um, so usually what I do is I'll go, like the blue moblins or blue guys, the ones that
Hmm.
basically like a one hit KO. To
Yep.
you at least. Usually, what I'll do is I'll get near them. I'll whistle for the horse that I don't have, which usually alerts everybody to your presence. It's like I wish it didn't automatically just whistle. Like I wish it just did nothing until you had a horse. Uh,
Right. Drop a bomb.
and then I get them to chase me up a cliff where they can't get to, and then I just keep hitting them with
Ah.
bombs until I take them out. Like it's like the cheesiest way to do it, but I don't have another solution at the moment because
No.
arrows don't
Unless
do
you have
enough
a
damage.
shield, just ride your shield into them.
You mean when
I
you
don't
have
know
a
if you
horse or
knew
just in general?
no, you can surf on your shield.
Oh, okay.
like you go down a hill. Yeah, you go down a hill, jump, and I forgot what button combination you hit it, and you surf down the hill, and you can hit enemies with it, and it'll hurt them.
That's awesome. I need to do that. I need to test this theory.
It's freaking fun.
Um,
Although I'm sure you have a strong enough shield because it actually can
break.
destroy your shield if it's
Yeah.
a weak one. Yeah.
That I actually like. I don't hate that whole thing. Like where like your weapons um
Deteriorate
deteriorate over time. I, in
time.
this, like, my question is, will I ever be able to craft items? Mike? Oh, are you like I'm like, are
It's
you waiting for like a spoiler?
maybe. Oh, no, yeah, I was thinking for a second.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember. I think there might be a shop where you can craft stuff.
but not like it's not like I can't just like craft something on the go. I can't be
No, no,
like,
no.
oh, I've blown up
You have
trees,
to
so
go
I've
to
got
someone.
wood. I can make arrows with wood.
Right? No, you have to go to someone. Like, oh, okay, well, I can make that for you. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure. I don't remember where, but I'm pretty
hmm.
sure. I'll
So
play around later and see if I can
yeah,
find it.
have you beat it?
Not even close.
Okay,
Like, well, I'm at the final boss,
yeah,
but I can't beat that boss
gotcha.
because he's a dick.
Usually is.
He's gotten worse,
Other games I've been playing, Killing Floor 2, because it is one of the free PS Plus games this month. If you are a
and it's fun.
PlayStation, yeah, I was gonna say, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you'd be doing yourself a disservice not to get Killing Floor 2, because it's basically like COD Zombies, but better because it's just this particular thing in a game. And it's like
Well,
waves
you
with bosses, like it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
it is pretty fun.
Played for like 3 hours last night. I do like
Nice.
that
I was
it's
gonna,
six
uh,
players.
right? Yeah, you have a 6 player squad. That's what threw me off. I was like, it's not four. Like, holy
Yep.
crap! Like, get a whole bunch of people to play.
Right. And what's crazy is like you pick in that game what type of character you want to be. Like if you want to be commando, you want to be sharpshooter, you want to be whatever. And that only dictates what your predefined loadout is. But if you sit like let's say you buy a shotgun from the pod, after like a wave, that ranks up your support tree because the
Yep.
shotgun is considered a support weapon. So since I pretty much rock my go-to weapons are the Scar, the
Mm-hmm.
M4 shotgun, and then I just stick with the regular M9 pistol. Um,
I'll do that bitch.
I'm not a fan of the dual wield, to be honest with you.
It works better for me.
Yeah. I like that you can at least aim when you have two pistols. Like it actually like brings them out to like aim and you're a little more accurate, but uh so the cool thing is that like so as I'm using the shotgun, I rank up the support trees, which gives you and as you every 5 levels, I think it's like 5, 10, 15, you get a perk.
Yeah, you
You
get
get the
a
perks and those
perk.
are sweet. So I've got one perk for the commando tree because like I'm always using an assault rifle basically, and I'm playing
Mm-hmm.
as a commando. But I'm leveling up support with the shotgun, which is nice. So I'll get both of those active skills, even though I'm not playing
Nice.
as a commando. Like I think
Mando.
that's a really cool thing because you can
Mhm.
level up the tree that you like the best, which for me is commando. But at the same time, like because I'm using the shotgun, I'm still gonna get a bonus from the support. It's just gonna take a little bit longer to earn that.
Like a
Same with
block.
like
Yeah.
I
Yep.
always like to heal people, so I get the healing bonuses and stuff, and that I think
Yep.
levels up like the medic tree or whatever that is.
Medic. Yeah. Medic. Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. Tripwire has done a really great job with Killing Floor 2, bringing it to the PC and like it PC PS4 from the PC. And it looks really good. It doesn't look janky. Only once yesterday while we were playing did the game ever kind of wig out, and it was because we were on the. Have you played the farmhouse level
Yep.
where there's like the barn and then the house?
Us. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So this is like kind of my fault because I was like trying to build up a skill tree by just welding doors. So I welded all the doors shut, and I welded all the doors shut on the second floor. So the only place we could go was down the stairs of that room. to the first
Oh
floor.
no.
So since zombies don't spawn on the second floor, the only place they were coming was up the stairs. So I basically force funneled the enemies to us and left us with no place to escape
Oops.
except running straight down the stairs. So I can't believe the other 4 people on the squad with us, because I was playing with a friend of mine, stayed with us, because we actually we crushed it. But there was one point where like we just threw, like, I think all of us were like, just throw grenades, man, and we all threw our grenades like at the staircase, and when like 7 grenades went off at once, that caused the game to
The game to slow down.
the audio, no, the audio just went crazy. Like it was just
Oh,
like it went like to just pixelated noise and like static.
know how to handle it.
And the game was like in a constant state of like slow motion Z, because there were so many like critical kills with all the grenades, that I think the game was just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna slow down for a really long time. And then like after the dust settled, it caught back up and everything was fine.
Oh
Um,
damn,
but
that's
that
funny.
that was
I would
like
have
the one
recorded.
time where I was like, why did I do this? Like I didn't think this through. Next time, what I'm gonna do is probably weld all the doors in the first floor and the second floor and stay up on the balcony and just shoot them all from the balcony, as
Right.
to the best of your ability, you know.
Also, pro tip in that game: don't weld your teammates in a room by themselves. I did that. 2 of us outside, welding
Yeah, I did
everyone
that.
else shut in another room. I did that. I was like, oh great, we're not gonna survive this,
I
but we did. Look,
I accidentally did the same thing yesterday. I like
because like you don't think about
we
it.
we were
Like,
going to the pod, and so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna weld this door, and he couldn't get to the pod because I welded him out.
oh,
I was like, this
like
kid
what the
hates me.
fuck?
This kid hates me. I fucked up.
Like, damn, I was just giving him all my money
Yeah.
when he finally
That's the thing,
got
like, yeah,
through.
you're definitely right. Like, you have to pay attention to the way the map is designed so that you don't either weld yourself into a really, really shitty position, or weld one of your teammates from being able to get to the pod and get guns.
Yep, it
I do
happens and
like
it
the giving
sucks.
money people. I think it's a neat thing, because you buy all whatever you need, and then you just spit out all your money and be
Thanks.
like, here you go.
Yep,
Just as long as I have enough money to buy ammo.
true. Ammo and armor.
Yep. Um, Other game I've been playing, it's called Cryptark. I saw this game. I saw this game at 2 different conventions, and I can't remember if I know one for sure was PAX West. I can't
Mhm.
remember if I also saw it at PAX East or if I saw it at PlayStation Experience, because it is on Steam and PS4. I'm playing it on Steam because I was given a review key of it, and it like I didn't even know I was gonna get one. Like I feel like I must have requested it ages ago and totally forgot about it.
Right.
But it's coming out on PS4 soon. I think at the end of the, or actually at this point, it's probably um, it's either this Tuesday, tomorrow, or the like
The next.
Friday. It's like Tuesday or
Oh,
Friday. Um,
damn.
and but it's on Steam now, and so I've been playing it just using like a Xbox controller on my computer, and it's fun. So
Nice.
the way I would describe it is if you took Galaxy, stripped it down to a 8-bit Contra style bullet hell without the
Hmm.
kind of one-off nature of Galaxy where like you fought levels and if you died you started over from the beginning.
Hmm.
Galaxy is more progressive in the sense Galaxy Cryptark is more progressive in the sense that you are going through levels and upgrading equipment and stuff as you go, but it's very much a
Huh.
bullet hell, same kind of idea where you're side scrolling as like a ship, and you're going into these alien ships, destroying stuff, taking parts, um, wearing down the brain core of the like station, and then salvagers come in and take everything. But that's just kind of like what the goal of the game is. But I
Hmm.
never I
Like,
never realized there was as much of a story element to it when I played it at PAX. That there is like actually kind of a story behind the game as you play through it, which is kind of neat. So
nice.
so
Sounds
that's
intriguing.
yeah, it's fun because it's like a bullet hell kind of like Contra. It's like a 2D
Hmm.
sci-fi shooter, but it's very much you're kind of like a ship like Galaxy where you're like flying through you're not flying through caves, you're flying through a like a ship, and like there's enemies in the ship, there's turrets in the ship, there's shielded doors, there's locked doors, and like you can go in, more than one way. You can disable alarms, you can say fuck alarms and just go in, bullets flying. You've got,
Damn.
I think 4 different slots for weapons, but like one you can have like a shield, you can have guided missiles, or just like your regular guns. Um, you've got like a boost to get the hell out if you're in bad shape. Um,
Right.
really, really good, like really fun, like really. I don't think it's a game I'm gonna play a ton of. I think it's a game that I will play in like 20, 30 minute sessions, play a level or
Something
two,
to
very,
right throw on for a quick second.
yeah, like a short, like I think for me at least, it would be a very, um, man, I just want to play a game real quick,
Right.
jump into
Knock
that,
something out.
um, played Viking Squad, on PC for a little bit the other day, just to see what was new because there was an update on Steam. Well, like pretty much everything in my Steam had to be updated because I haven't played it in so long. But
Because you don't touch
yeah, because I never
touch
touch it,
anything on there.
and so I saw that there was an update. I don't even know when it was from, but I just jumped into that and checked it out, and looks like nothing major change,
Nice.
but I did enjoy that game. That was fun.
I still need to get it.
I mean,
I think that's the one you said.
I can get you a code for Steam if you want, but
Well, I mean, I don't know about Steam, but
Did you ever get a new PC?
nope,
No.
not yet. I'm looking into it
I'm looking into
still.
a game. I'm looking into a gaming laptop. I think I'm not going to get another Mac. I think I'm going to get a gaming laptop and just keep using this MacBook until it literally dies.
Right, till it no longer exists.
Well, now that it's got the SSD, like it's pretty much basically a new computer. It's just I want something I can play games with when I travel, and this really isn't it.
Mm,
You know?
no, no.
So it's like I've been looking at MSI, I've been looking at um Lenovo's gaming ones. I looked at the new Alienwares, the like 13-inch, because I have a size and weight limitation on the
Mhm.
computer, and the new the new Alienware 13-inch, I think it said it weighs like 8 pounds. I could be wrong. You know what? I'm gonna quickly just check this. Um,
It's like, just carry that around for a small workout.
yeah, that's the thing. Like my laptop right now weighs like 5 pounds, and to me that's just absurd. But I don't want to.
I think mine's like 3, 4, maybe.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it needs to be it needs to be under
Like a
whatever I get
like a
has to be
baby.
under 4 pounds.
Right, yeah. Like I don't want to carry around a weight
Yeah,
like a
like
paper
I'm
weight.
already like I'm just done. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 4.5 pounds. Hmm, that doesn't look like the right computer. When is this review from? Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's definitely the one that I looked at on Alienware's website looked like it weighed a ton, and I was like, no thanks. I'm kind of done.
Nice.
Configurations, features. How about specs? You got a specs page on this thing? Do do do. Dimensions and weights. Average weight 5.8 pounds. Yeah, nope, thanks. Sorry, 6 pounds too heavy. So, that's the one tangent I'm going to give myself. Moving on! What have you been playing?
I got addicted to Final Fantasy 14.
Yep.
Got back into that the online game. That and then what was it? If you never played Cave Story when it released on PC, get it on the Switch.
Okay.
That's been pretty satisfying. It's like I don't know, like a dungeon-ish Zelda, I guess, like more dungeons rather than like a free roam type overworld.
Okay.
More so just kind of roaming through dungeons, and then you get different weapons that you kind of sort of upgrade ish. Like if you take damage, you lose the upgrade, but you can just build it back up by killing other enemies.
So it's like like almost like a damage multiplier in a game up until you get touched by an enemy,
Yeah,
basically. Okay.
sort of. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Like it'll max out, and then as long as you don't take damage, you won't lose it.
Okay.
And the story, I'm like slowly picking up on the story. I guess you're a android, robot, human, I don't know, that lost his memory. So you're trying to retrace your steps and find out what you were supposed to do. And you're helping out these good guys and there's bad guys. But yeah, it's like a 8-bit dungeon side scrolling, I don't know, uh, type of game. But I'm enjoying it very much.
Okay. And
And then
it's on Switch,
it's
you said?
on well PC first, like a long time ago, and then
Yeah.
they released it on Switch. I
Okay.
think it might be coming to PS4 and Xbox. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I think right now it's just PC and Switch.
Gotcha.
And then what else? What else? Oh, there's another one that just came out. It's like it's pretty much like Mega Man or what Mighty Number Nine should have been.
Yep.
Like it's legit just Mega Man, but you can play as the little guy from Mighty Number Nine, and then another character that's like similar.
Wait, are you talking about
But it
20XX?
no.
Oh.
It's on the Switch. It's on the Switch.
Oh.
Like Mighty Striker something. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to bump it on later, and then I'll just send you the title, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally it's just Mega Man.
Gotcha.
It's
Mega
yeah,
Man,
it's
Mega
literally
Man.
just Mega Man. But I mean, it's what Mighty Number Nine should have been.
Right. Whatever happened with that? Like, is that still a thing?
It's like $5 right now on PSN, at
Yeah,
least until
that's
tomorrow.
$5 too much.
People, but yeah, still say it's not worth it. But yeah,
It's
those three games: Final Fantasy, Cave Story, and then the Mega Man-ish game.
that Final Fantasy isn't the one you have to have a subscription to, right?
Well, there's a free version now, like legit free version, not just here sign up and you get a whatever day trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, subscription based, but I pay for like the $12 one or whatever, like the super basic one.
Yeah.
It, for that one, it's like World of Warcraft or any other MMO that if you know you're going to sink hours into it,
It's worth the money.
by all means, yeah, it's worth the money. But if it's like my friends are playing it, I don't really want to, don't worry about it. Either just
Right.
do the free trial, see how you like it. If you enjoy it, sure. Buy the what is it? There's a $59 edition now that includes the current expansion and then the second one and then the main game, all for $59.99, and you get a free month.
Right.
So if you were into it, then I would say just get that, and then boom, you got a free full month. And if you still don't like it, then just whatever,
Right.
return it, gift it to someone else. I don't know.
Call it good.
Call it good, yeah. But whatever, $8.50.
Right. Yeah, it's weird
Oh, I
too
guess
because
don't
like
do
with
that.
digital, it's
Just do
like
the free trial, man.
yeah, like with digital now, I'm just like fuck, I can't even like I wouldn't return this game, but like I can't anyways.
Some cases you can get a refund. You just have to be really freaking
Persistent.
yeah. Because apparently, I guess Nintendo will allow you one refund, and then after that, no more.
Interesting.
So I didn't know that.
I
And
just wish
then
that
I know
they would
Microsoft
do
started
well, is it
whatever
doesn't
their
Steam
refund program.
yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't Steam still have
Nope,
the
yeah,
like if you've played less than
Microsoft
X amount of
servers.
hours?
You can. Yep, Microsoft is the same way. Like I think the difference between Steam's and Microsoft is I think Microsoft you can only play up to like an hour rather than I don't remember what Steam's is. Like
Steam's
you
was like arbitrary at first because it was like you can't have any achievements, but then it was like
mm,
you can't have finished the game. But then I think they
mm,
had to change it because it's like, well, many games give you fucking achievements just for like firing it up.
achievements. Yep. Yeah.
It's
Or
like
pausing the game.
fucking trophy. Yeah, there's like fucking trophy for like playing the campaign of just starting the campaign in Call of Duty. So it's like,
Yeah. Like, well, I didn't want to do that.
yeah. Well, that's pretty sweet. I'll have to. Cave Story sounds interesting. I saw something about it on Twitter. I'm gonna have to look more into it. Um, but here we
Yeah,
go.
like
Second to the hottest topic of the episode. SNES Mini. Super Nintendo Classic. I called it. I predicted it. You all like whatever. I don't know. Do the thing. Um,
The controllers are
yeah, the controllers are cool.
the everyone said the NES ones weren't that great, right? Because I know you said you or your brother have one
Well,
and they like suck.
coworker had one,
Genesis.
and the controllers are super short. Like,
Ah, okay.
so I think like there was somebody making uh
Like
third party extensions,
third party extensions.
like on Amazon, and they were like selling for like $10, and everyone was like, these are so worth it because the cables were so short that
Right.
it was worth it to have a longer cable. So yeah, this little Super Nintendo thing looks awesome. It looks cooler than my Super Raspberry Pi Pintendo that I had made because I built a Raspberry Pi. There's pictures of it on my Twitter if you go
Yes,
back and look, but and I think
I
there's pictures
did.
on my Instagram too.
I did see
Um, I had a 3D printed Super Nintendo shell made for Raspberry Pi. There's a guy that sells it. I can link it if somebody is interested enough to want it, but
nice.
um, it's like $25, totally worth it. And
That's not bad.
it's got like I've got a lot of games on this thing, so I don't technically need a Super Nintendo Classic. I do want one. The frustrating
Shoot,
thing is
Star
that
official
it's
Star Fox 2 release.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't, to be honest with you, I could have Star Fox 2 on my Super on the like I could have it on the thing and I don't even
Like
know.
legit though, not
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah, yeah.
you know.
People have had ROMs of Star Fox 2 forever though, so it's like I
Oh, like,
wonder
so
um
I wonder if this is just the same thing or it's literally just ROMmed.
oh yeah, probably. Like all it is basically just a computer, which people had even they found in the code on the NES Classic that it said like please don't modify this. Like there was code
Mm,
that literally asked people like not to
too late.
yeah.
People did.
Um Super NES Classic, it's going to be $80, so it's going to be $20 more than the
Oh, I'll say I thought this mini NES was $80.
I thought it was 60. I thought it was
Oh,
59.99 because it was 30 games for $50, so it's $2 a game.
maybe yeah. So I
Yeah.
wonder if it's 80 because of Star Fox 2 then.
Well, yeah, and it only has 21 games on it, which is crazy. I imagine there's got to be a licensing thing happening too because like this
That's what it
has
is.
significantly more um games. So,
Mm-hmm.
like significantly more bigger games. Like obviously like
Big
Super
name
Mario
games,
World,
yeah.
Super Mario Kart, Legends of Zelda, F-Zero, Super Metroid, like those are all Nintendo games. Super Punch Out, but you look at like Street Fighter 2 Turbo,
So,
Super Castlevania 4,
Pennsylvania.
Kirby's
Yep.
Dream Course, Final Fantasy, Earthbound, Secret of Mana, Contra, like you've got games made by other people.
Yep.
And I imagine
So
you've got
they would have had more, but yeah.
yeah, like I imagine Capcom probably wanted some bucks for Street Fighter and Mega Man X, and then you've got Konami with Contra and Super Castlevania, SquareSoft, Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana. I imagine those don't come free, you know.
Probably not.
So I am a little bummed that they didn't put so you've got Super Mario World, you've got Super Mario RPG, but you
Gee.
didn't just do Super Mario All Stars. Because if you had done Super Mario All Stars, you would have given us another set of Mario games at no additional cost.
True.
Like you already own the Mario games, and some of them existed
Right.
on the NES Classic, but it would have been cool to play them again on this. Like,
Right. Plus, it would have been. Well, also which version? Because I know there was like 2 to 3 versions of All Stars.
yeah, there were whichever one was the better
Something like
one,
that.
you know.
Yeah, whichever one I think had the lost levels, that's the one I would want.
Yeah, 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 the Lost Levels one. Yep, that's the one
Yep,
I have.
that's the one I would want. Yeah,
Super
definitely dig
Ghosts and
that.
Goblins. Not, I mean, like Ghosts and Goblins is one of the friggin' hardest NES games that exists. But Super Ghosts and Goblins I never played, so Secret of Mana I never played either, but that's an expensive game if you physically own the cartridge. Like that is a collector.
That
Earthbound
one's
2.
cool.
Like those are really expensive. Mega Man X
Yeah.
wasn't terribly expensive, but it wasn't cheap. I have a copy of that.
Nah.
Super Castlevania, I swear went up after Ego Raptor did his Super Castlevania sequelitis.
Right.
Super
Probably.
Castlevania, So the thing with Castlevania is, yeah, I mean in Star Fox and Star Fox 2,
Part
I'm
two,
bummed
which
it's only 21 games. Like
well, like you said, licensing issues for sure. Like
my
I'm
thing
sure
is
they would
like
have included more
but
games,
even
but
Nintendo has enough games, you know?
well, I mean, you want to pick the best titles you can, and those are that list has some of
It's got
the
some big hitters. Oh yeah,
quote unquote
absolutely.
classics, yeah, quote unquote classics, and games that people put it on virtual console, put them
Right.
on virtual console. So this is another way. If you don't want to continue to wait for virtual console, you snag one of those immediately before scalpers can take advantage of that,
Yeah,
and then
which is
boom, you've
going to
got your
happen if you
Earthbound,
like
your
again, if you want to buy
Secret of
one, make
Mana.
sure you like system
You
available
wait in
September
line, wait in line
29th.
right now.
Retailer info coming soon. Like I'm gonna just immediately order one. Um,
Same. I'm, I'm, I
my
might
problem
actually
is
get this.
I don't actually want to open it, but I do.
Right? It's like,
Like I don't want to open it because I literally already have right next to me a Raspberry Pi with all these games on it. Like and
right?
more,
Because
like
that's what I was
that and
thinking.
more. Like where's NBA Jam up in this bitch? Like
Oh,
where's
snap.
my basketball? Like you give me Super Punch Out, you give me Street Fighter. There's no sports games, and I get that sports games probably wouldn't have been like the bigger of them. But like where's NBA Jam? Come on.
Yeah, if there was NBA Jam on there, boom.
Like and it better be
Worth
tournament edition, okay?
$8.
NBA Jam. Oh my, he's on fire. Uh so that's that. So that's coming out. Be ready for that cuz
Go wait in line like right now.
yeah, wait in line or make sure you're ready with the hot
Call your
fingers
favorite
for the
retailer like
pre-order.
every day. Yeah, call your retailer every day. Sit on
Um,
Amazon and you know.
and then so yeah, so that's Super Nintendo Mini Classic. Don't call it a comeback, but I called it. Moving on to the next thing on the list. This will probably be the last topic since it's probably going to run us a little bit of time. E3. So this
Hmm.
was my first true time attending E3. Obviously, if you've been listening to the podcast or you follow me or know me at all, like last year I did get to go to E3 for one
Like a
day.
brief, yeah.
By the grace of some really fantastic people. But to be honest with you, if they opt to sell E3 badges again, and I am not able to go as media or as an employee of a company, like because I've somehow managed to get a job, like I won't go. Without question, I will not go.
Not
It's not worth it.
I see. That's what I figured. A lot of people were saying it's not. It's just a lot of bells and whistles. There's no real pizzazz. It's just another expo. Like it's not as big as people make it seem when it was closed. I guess rather
It's not even that
is
so much.
the gist I'm getting from it.
Yeah, like so for me, like when I go to PAX, right? Like I'm going to
Mhm.
PAX and I have a goal in mind. Like I've got appointments to see these games. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to talk to this developer. I'm going to make more connections and connect with whoever or whatever, you know, maybe interview for a job, maybe talk about my resume, something. Like I'm not going to PAX because Destiny 2 is going to be playable there and I have to play it first, right? Like and I'm not picking
Mhm.
on Destiny 2. It's just it was one of the biggest games at E3 and this is kind of it's an easy target for the explanation.
Mhm.
A ton of the people who bought badges for E3 and by a ton I'm just this is me making this up. I don't know, but given the line, given the amount of people in that line every day at E3 to play Destiny 2, I am willing to bet that a good portion of the people who bought badges for E3 from the public just wanted to play Destiny 2. right?
Ouch.
They bought the badge knowing that that's the one thing they had to do. I'm going to E3. I'm going to walk around, but I want to go play Destiny 2 first. I want to be the first to
Mhm.
play it because something in my body tells me that I need to do that. So
Right.
they spend all this money and then they go and they wait in that line and they wait in that line the entire day. Like if you didn't get in that line by like 10:15, it was capped. You were done. That was exactly where you were going to spend the rest of your day.
Rip.
And to me, again, I don't have a problem with that. I don't really care. Like if that's what you want to do, that's
Mhm.
fine. But E3 isn't that's not why you go to E3, right? Like you go to
Nope.
E3 because you are conducting business. It has always been a non-consumer show, and my argument is that it should stay a non-consumer show because
Which
there's a blog post on the website,
that's what a lot of
thedgcast.com.
people are saying.
You
Yeah.
can read it. Greg Miller retweeted it and was like, and then talked about it on his first ever Kind of Funny Games Daily. He like read an excerpt from it because his thing was that like obviously from his perspective he sees everything behind closed doors, he doesn't have this experience, but he
Yep.
wondered, did this happen to other people and did other people feel the same way, like did they get a value out of their badge? And I think the problem is that if I'm this person who says I'm going to go play Destiny 2 and they wait 5 hours and they get to play Destiny 2, they probably feel like they got what they wanted.
Right.
But I had different intentions going into E3, and because I had the bright yellow badge holder, because I paid for a badge, because we don't have the clout to get media at E3, I felt like I was not wanted at the booths of game developers. I felt like they looked me up and down when they saw me trying to talk to them about stuff, like I was wasting their time. And that
Wow.
sucks. As opposed to when I go to PAX,
Wow.
even when I went to PAX as an attendee, game developers are thrilled to talk to you. You are probably talking to somebody who worked on the game at PAX within reason, depending on the size of the booth, but
Mhm.
more than likely you are speaking to somebody who worked on that game or works for them. Uh, oh,
Talking to devs at E3.
so
Talking
when
to devs at E3 compared to
yeah, E3
PAX.
versus
Yeah.
PAX, right? So at E3, I felt like I couldn't even really like get into the booth because they see you and they're like, the line's over there, and you're like, I actually don't want to play your game. I want to talk to you about your game, and
Right.
so I don't like. It's one of those things where like I felt very unwanted. I can't really say that like everyone came up to me and was like, get out of here. But like there were times when like I went up to booths to talk to people and got very walled off defense mode trying to ask them about
Hmm.
people. Like I went up
It's
to
so I wonder if some of them weren't really actual some of the devs then.
oh, I think yeah, I
It's
think a
just
lot of them were
people
not. I
had
think they
stand
were
there.
just staff. Cuz
Yeah.
even
And then
cuz like
staff was like,
and then yeah, they're just like, yeah, whatever, don't care. Cuz like I went
nah,
up
yeah.
to the Sony booth and I wanted to talk to some of my friends that work at Sony that I knew were at the booth. And I went up
Mhm.
and I asked one of the staff guys and I was like, "Hey, do you know if so and so is in there doing a demo or if they're like in the press area or whatever?" And he was just like, "No." And I was like, "No, they're not in there or no, you don't know." And he was just like, "No." And I was like, "Whatever, dude." And I walked away. Um
Right.
and that like that was a very frustrating experience because like
It's very off putting.
because like I had a conversation with said person and they said find me at the booth, so I'm like, okay, well the easiest thing to do is to ask someone at the booth if you've seen him. If you haven't seen him, say no. If you saw him leave, say you saw him leave. Like I'm like that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for uh anything other than trying to find this person so that I can have a conversation with them. um
Right.
the
Yeah.
Sony booth in its entirety um sucked in the sense that there was no standby line for anything. So if you did not use the PlayStation Experience app to book a slot to go
Mhm.
and play the game, you were not playing anything or watching any of the theater demos at the PlayStation booth.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so the app went live at 9:30, I think. The hall opened at 12 the first day. It opens on 10
Mhm.
the second day. So the app opens at 9:30 and you've got slots at the Sony booth to play Detroit, to play Destiny 2, to play GT Sport, to do PlayStation VR, to play there was like two other games I can't even remember at this point. Um, and if you didn't like immediately jump into the app and grab a slot, that was it. And you would go to the slot and they would scan your QR code on your phone to prove that you really did have it, and then you would sit in a line to play it. And that was how they did it. So it was like, your slot was to come back at 1:45, and so if you came back at 1:45, you were the next person in line to play it, but you might not play it immediately at 1:45, and that was how the theater demos were. So I lucked out and was able to snag GT Sport, so I was able to play GT Sport, and I was actually in a picture on PlayStation Canada's Twitter, which was hilarious. I retweeted that, but it was like, they were like, man, I wish we could play GT Sport like this every day. And I was frustrated too, because like the picture they took, I had gone off the road, and I was like, great. So like, I know that I'm off the road. It's kind of hard to tell in the photo, but like, if you look closely, like you can see the track is way to my right. But it was interesting. And yeah, so that part sucked, but like Activision's booth was huge, and it was full the whole time, was massive, and they had this huge setup with a second floor, and like the whole second floor was like the media stuff and like press and business.
Crash.
What's up?
I assume it was all about Crash.
No, it was Call of Duty World War whatever, and Destiny 2. Yeah. That was the whole Activision booth.
Oh, Activision did. Never mind. I'm thinking, who is doing it?
I don't remember who's doing it. It's not Naughty Dog, but it's
I know it's not Naughty Dog. Yeah, never mind.
So, yeah, so like for me, E3 was kind of a waste of $250 because I had different intentions going in. If my intention was I wanted to sit in a line and wait and play a video game, it might not have been so bad.
Right.
Because that wasn't what I went in hoping to do. I think that part kind of sucked. Right. I think it was incredibly crowded. As many people pointed out, like there was really no security at all. Like, yeah, I saw a couple LAPD cops walking through, but like there were no metal detectors, there were no bag checks. The people at the gate, like the doors to get in, which I get, those things could have been metal detectors, but they clearly weren't because they never beeped at all. They kind of like half-ass checked your badges. The badges had QR codes, but I never saw anybody actually, nobody ever scanned them, and they didn't check IDs, which was weird because at E3 last year, they were definitely checking IDs with badges to make sure you were who you said you were.
Wow.
So, you added 15,000 more people, but didn't really give them anywhere to go. So if you weren't sitting in a giant line hoping to play a game for the entire day, you were aimlessly wandering the halls, and that made it super crowded, super busy, super hard to get around. And people were kind of rude. Like, I kept getting shoved and elbowed because people are in a rush to get somewhere, or they just don't give a shit because they're not paying attention. And that's really annoying. It felt like being at PAX, but even PAX actually felt better than that.
Right.
So that was not a great experience for me. Again, other people's mileage may have varied. Anyone who's legitimate media probably saw a lot of things behind closed doors. So,
right.
You get an experience that nobody else gets, but I would not spend another $250 to do that. It was great to see. It was great to see friends. It was great to see people I know in the industry, even if it was for 2 seconds to talk.
2 seconds, yeah.
But I think I could have a more enjoyable time next year if I flew out to LA for E3, didn't buy a badge to E3, and just hung out with people after hours.
Right, yeah.
I'll go dick around in LA.
But...
Yeah. I'll go dick around in LA or Long Beach, and then at the end of the night, come back to the hotel at 6:45 and hang out in the bar and just see everybody and hang out, or somehow get invited to the parties and just go to the parties, right? I could do that and save the $250.
Shit. If you do that next year, let me know.
Because that was a significantly more enjoyable time. I got a sweet rental car, I had a Mustang, so I was just zipping around.
Yes. I saw those pictures,
dude. The thing was sweet. And that's the thing, right? The experiences I got to have hanging out with people, went out to dinner with Heather from Maverick Gamers,
Nice.
Went out to dinner with my friend she lives out in Long Beach.
Mhm.
I bumped into Spaff for like 2 seconds. I saw him as he was heading out
Nice.
to lunch. I got to see Christine Steimer. I saw my buddy
Nice.
Nico, who I met him at PSX last year because we were in line together, and he's coming up huge. He's with his I think it's Nicodemus X is his YouTube, but I want to say he's with TIC. I gotta do this. I gotta look this up. I don't want to spell. I don't want I don't want to say the wrong thing that he's with. So I gotta go to his. I gotta go to his
He's like, what
Twitter
the hell, man?
and well, because I'm not gonna shout somebody out and then fuck it up, you know.
No, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. So that way he's not like, what the fuck, dude?
All right, so it's
What the
at
fuck?
Nicodemus underscore X. He's a writer for TICGN. And
Hmm.
he's the king of indies. That's effectively what he is the king of indies. It's youtube.com/c/Nicodemus
Okay.
NICKODEMUSX. It was great. I was walking out of one hall, and he walks up to me, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And I look, and I'm like, "What the? Oh, you son of a bitch!" You know. Um, and
Nice.
we chatted for a minute, talked about gaming, talked about what he was up to at E3, what I was doing. But like he's a great dude, and it was cool just to even to see him for like 4 minutes in between like one of his appointments. I got to see Tony at Romudeath. Like he's also a freelance writer, freelance journalist, like awesome person. I got to see Tatiana from the Coalition. She does all the she. I go to every panel that she ever does at PAX East. I always go
Oh
because
yeah,
her panels are
yeah.
always awesome. Um, and you know that part I love. That is my favorite part. Basically, at this point of going to these conventions, is seeing all my friends that I never really get to see except for when I'm
Right.
there because I
Yeah.
don't really work in the
Mhm.
industry the way they do, in which they probably
Right.
interact with each other on a more frequent basis. So I would go out to E3 and not attend just to hang out with my friends after the show. But I think the kind of annoyance of dealing with that huge crowd of people that are kind of effectively wandering aimlessly just isn't worth my time. You know, I can
Right.
accomplish something else for that weekend or week rather than kind of just be frustrated the whole time I'm in the show
Yeah.
floor.
Which is no fun.
Yeah. So for that, again, if you want to read my whole write up, it is on the dgcast.com. There's no images. It's literally just like a wall of text. But it's basically describing what I just told you, all right now about my experience at E3. And I'm not trying to deter anyone from going. I just kind
Right.
of want to paint the picture of like if you have expectations as an aspiring streamer or YouTuber or, gaming website or anything like that, like you will face an uphill battle unless something happens in a year from now and people kind of change their attitude towards people who have just attendee badges. Because I just kind of felt like I couldn't get anywhere because nobody wanted to talk to me. I feel like PAX East and West, probably PAX South, I've never been, are significantly better opportunities for you as a content creator to grow because those people are far more willing to sit and talk to you. Obviously, like you're still going
Right.
to face some uphill battle at PAX because there's a million other people doing the
They're
exact
still
same
gonna be
thing.
busy. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think given the amount of connections and friendships and relationships I've built through PAX versus what I couldn't do in one E3 across 3 days, like miles and miles away. PAX was a better experience. So, and like
You give that to PAX.
that's saying that from having been an attendee at PAX and then going from an attendee to media and then from
To
media to going as an exhibitor with a company and then also being media and then going just as media and a speaker because at this point that's pretty much how I when I go to PAX I'm media for the website for the podcast and I'm also usually moderating a panel. PAX East I did 2 panels. PAX West, I currently just have the one. Um, so that part, uh, I think for aspiring gaming industry friends and folks, going to E3 as an attendee is probably not your best resource.
Right.
But I mean, again, do like it's your money, it's your time. Like,
Oh yeah,
do whatever you
yeah, do what
want.
you
But
do.
um, just keep that in mind. So yeah, so that was my E3 experience. I won't say it was great. It was good to see friends. That's pretty much the best part. That's the best takeaway for me is that it was great to see my friends. Um,
Mhm.
at this point in time, I think we've probably just passed the hour mark, or we're damn close to
Oh
it.
wow.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna call it good.
Yeah, I think we're
Um,
good.
you know, if you have questions, comments, concerns, at the DGCast on Twitter, or you can at me at So After I Said. Also on Instagram. Not that I post 100% gaming things there, but like I post pictures there. It's kind of what you do. Mike, you are.
Of course on Twitter, mtong1, but don't follow me.
Yeah, don't follow him though.
Do not follow me on Twitter. Don't follow me though. Same thing, Instagram, but it's pictures of my cat. I think like the few gaming things I do, it's like, oh hey, I bought insert whatever game here today.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, I will potentially start streaming again very soon. I keep saying I'm not going to, but I think I need to. But I don't think I'm gonna, like I said, I mean I talked about this before. If I stream, it'll be on twitch.tv/jbon1010. It won't be on the
Really.
DGCast or DGCast TV. I think it's the Twitch. Um, which reminds me of a great story that I will tell you after um, we end this because I don't want to drag this out. So this has
Right, right.
been it for episode 85 of the Disconnected Gamers podcast.
Yeah.
We do appreciate your listenership. The downloads
Always.
continue to go up every month, I see, and it's weird. I don't know who's downloading it. If you are, tweet us, say hello. Send us a screenshot of whatever episode you're listening to. If you have questions, comments, you want to rip me apart for something I said, like that's cool. Do all those things or none. Just keep listening if you want.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. With that, I am gonna bow out of this conversation. Mike will as well, and as always, we will catch you
On the flip.